Ladies and gentlemen, in last week's video, we finally hit 100 subscribers. That's great. No doubt you're tuning in to see my wit and witticism. And you might learn something about guitars too. Anyway, today we got a real treat for y'all. We're gonna cover Nashville Tuning. That's where you tune your guitar as if you were in Nashville. I went to a convention once in Nashville. Nice place, actually. I kind of liked it. Well, without any further ado, let's get on with the crappy show.
Hello, Richard from budgetguitarist.com. Today things look and probably sound a little bit different. So I will hope that you would forgive the electrical tape on my microphone. You see, Tony broke it last week.
No, I didn't.
And also, we got some new software for recording videos. And Tony is still in the process of learning it, so the colors are a little off, a little wacky. Anyway, on with the show. Before we talk about Nashville Tuning, I'd like to address this whole debate about quality control at Gibson. You see, I have a real problem lately with Gibson's quality control. Let me show you what I mean. So this is my Gibson t-shirt, and as you'll notice, there's a big hole in the collar for absolutely no reason. Now, I have several Fender t-shirts that I wear. I have this Epiphone t-shirt, and this is the only t-shirt that's developed this issue. So I'm hoping that Gibson will get their quality control under control and start making decent t-shirts. Okay. So Nashville Tuning comes from Nashville, and I'm not really sure about the history of Nashville Tuning. That could be a really good topic for 5 Watt World, which, by the way, is an excellent YouTube channel. You should watch it. But anyway, in Nashville, for decades now, they've been using this trick where they take an acoustic guitar and they use different strings on it. And what they do is they take the 4 lowest strings, they put lighter gauge strings on, and they tune them up an octave. So if you can imagine a 12-string guitar, okay? On a 12-string guitar, if you left on the high strings and took off the regular strings, that's what it would sound like. I don't have a spare acoustic guitar, and so I've decided to do this on a spare Strat. So what I have here is I'm in standard tuning, but the 4 lowest strings, I'm using super light gauge, and they're tuned an octave up, and it sounds like this. So these 2 strings, the B string and the E string, are normal, right? But then these 4, the 4 lowest, are tuned 1 octave up. And so together it sounds something like this. And so what this means is you can layer this with another guitar, in my case, another Strat, and you can kind of get sort of like a 12-string type of sound. Now, I don't actually own a 12-string, acoustic or electric, which is rather surprising considering I own 4 Les Pauls. But at some point in time, I will own a 12-string. In the meantime, this is kind of a neat trick. So where do you get these strings? Well, there's 2 ways to tune your guitar to Nashville Tuning. One way is to use 2 sets of strings, and you end up sacrificing basically 1 whole set. So what you do is you take the 4 highest strings from a set of strings and put them on the 4 lowest. So this string here, right, my G string, this is normally an E string from another set, and it's 9. So I got a set of 9s. So if that makes sense. And then these 2 strings, the B string and the high E string are just normal, like I said before. But you can also order a set of Nashville Tuning strings online, and somebody pointed this out to me in another video. It was not on my channel, but on a different channel. And I wish I would have wrote down the YouTube user's name, because it was really, really helpful. So whoever wrote that comment on that other YouTube channel where I said, thanks, that's awesome. Thank you, that was awesome. And the next time that I need to restring this guitar, I'm going to buy a set of Nashville strings. So what I'm going to do in today's video is, I'm working on a progressive rock song, and I want it to sound like old Genesis. Now, old Genesis used a lot of different instruments. They used electric pianos, they used a mellotron, which is a keyboard, and they used Taurus pedals, and they used 12-string guitars. I'm going to play you from the Logic session the tracks that I put down. So I'll play you the Nashville Tune Strat, then the regular Strat together with the Nashville Tuning, and then I'll add in the other instruments so you can see what it's on about. And that may or may not be interesting, but if it's interesting to you, then stick around. Okay, so there you go. Nashville Tuning. I think it's really cool. You can play around with this idea. You can add distortion and see what that sounds like. I assumed that that was going to sound really cool, and then I kind of didn't like the sound of it. But, you know, your mileage may vary. You might like it. It's kind of cool to be able to have a Nashville Tune guitar. If you have a spare guitar lying around, why not give Nashville Tuning a try? Especially for recording, it could be just the thing that that song you've been working on needs. Especially if you're trying to make a song that sounds like Genesis from the 70s. That said, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, weird lighting, weird sound and all, then please consider subscribing. Please click the like button. Please click the little bell thingy so you can be notified when we have new videos up. Tony and I thank you very much, and we will see you again next Friday at 5.
Oh, hello. Let me tell you something. Editing this guy is a pain in the tuchus. You have no idea. He takes forever to say stuff. Let me show you what I mean. Here's what I have to work with. Oh, I have this guitar, and I'm gonna play it for you. Well, maybe not quite that bad, but Jiminy Christmas. Make your point. It takes tons of editing time. Did we kill enough time? Are we to 10 minutes yet? Ah, jeez.